We all want to enjoy the holidays, and part of that is gathering with family and friends to celebrate. Hi, I'm Lisa Kneller, and I want to help you get ready for the holidays in a positive and healthy way, especially if you are kind of dreading being around certain family members. While some families get together and everything goes smoothly, others not so much. Some people dread getting together with family for a variety of reasons, but mainly it's because they know there will be some kind of discord. Discord happens when one or more persons decide to disrupt the flow by asserting their dysfunctional personalities on the group. Dysfunction is the opposite of function, which means working properly. How does a family gathering work properly? In my view, it is filled with love, respect, and healthy communication throughout the event, maybe even creating fun and happy memories that reside with us for years. And many families can do this, and some can't. We don't choose our families as friends. Family is what we're born into. The dynamics are different in every family. Some families are a safe place to be, and some families don't feel safe. In fact, they often create the very trauma that results in our varied personalities as we cope to fit in and feel safe in our world. There are several different types of people that show up at family gatherings. There's the well adjusted, emotionally intelligent ones, and I would place this in the majority of those who show up. Then there's the victim. This person blames all their woes on everyone and everything else, from a person or groups to ideologies like capitalism or religion. The addict. The addict suffers from never feeling whole without the substance that eases their emotional pain. It could be the pain of past trauma or the pain of never feeling good enough or their body's inability to process drugs or alcohol in a healthy way, if there is such a thing. While alcohol and drugs in and of themselves are not a bad thing, it may represent serious poison to some bodies. And we know that addicts often bring their dysfunctional behaviors to family gatherings. So we often dread having that kind of energy and personality in the room. There's the narcissist. These people are all about themselves, which is a dysfunction of personality and typically stems from some early trauma. A narcissist isn't good or bad, and they can get along with other people as long as the focus is on them. But that's pretty one sided, and an emotionally intelligent person will tire of the lack of reciprocity, empathy, or kindness that a narcissist typically can't give back. The politician. Politicians are emotionally charged and rarely have the capacity to sit calmly and discuss issues. They are either or kind of people. And once they start on a rampage, it is really uncomfortable, especially if someone in the room has a different opinion and hates conflict, like me. I am happy to discuss issues, but if you ask me to take sides or join your team, it will take a lot of research for me to make a decision. I recommend shutting that down as quickly as possible, and I will give you some tips in a moment. There's the righteous. This is a my God is better than your God kind of person, and typically has a very myopic view of the world. Their worldview is decided, and there's no discussion. You either are a believer or you are not. You are right or wrong. You are in or out, heaven or hell, and they want to save you. I'm not talking about all religious people here, but only those who think their way of thinking is the only right way. There's the passive personality, no opinions, and will let people walk all over them without standing up for themselves or others. There's the passive aggressive. These people make comments that bite, but don't really know that's what they're doing. They think they're smarter than you, and this is a very subversive and non-helpful way of communicating. There's the teacher. This person is didactic in nature and wants to educate people on their insights and knowledge of the world. My father was like this, and while I didn't mind it so much, I can see how others might have been annoyed. I like to keep my mind open and say, there might be something for me to learn here. Also, this is pretty harmless. What causes dysfunction in the human psyche is studied constantly by psychologists, psychiatrists, and personal development gurus. And there are a variety of reasons that people express themselves in a disruptive way. But I'm not here to discuss that. What I'm here to give you, or the reason I'm here, is to give you some ideas on how to deal with family members or friends who tend to disrupt your family gatherings and to help you create your own pleasant experience, regardless of what happens. First, I do want to say that dysfunctional disruptors usually have some kind of personality disorder or addiction, and it would most likely come from past trauma. Trauma permeates the brain and body and results in an inability to function in a normal way. So, if you know that up front, you can have some compassion for your guest or family member. They may not have gotten the mental health support needed to process that trauma, so they typically do not feel whole and confident. Their behavior is a result of their inner turmoil, and there is nothing you can do about it. It is out of your control. And when you are in radical acceptance of what is, and you understand that the only thing you can control is you and your behavior, it gives you a sense of power that is useful. Secondly, you do have choices. You have the choice to participate and show up, or not participate and not show up. Never think you don't have a choice. You also have the choice as to how you show up: loving, open minded, armored up, resistant. You get to decide. I will say that I understand the trepidation of even going if you're tired of the conflict that some family members have a habit of bringing to the table. You still have the choice. Don't go if you can't handle it. Go if you want, but bring a strategy. For the victim, whenever they bring something up that sounds uncomfortable, blaming, edgy, or rude, you might try to ask questions. Get them to think about what they are saying and be very specific about what they mean. You are asking for clarity here so you can really understand them. Ask questions, then address their issues head on. Try to be understanding, but if they go off on you, feel free to say, "I'm not engaging in this," and leave the room. Because they are family, this type of person is typically invited, but not always. It's nice to keep the event in positive and loving energy. That's what we all prefer, I think. The addict is manipulative, sometimes loud, and can be extremely rude or obnoxious. My own mother lashed out a horrible comment about my father, who had been dead for 2 years at that point. She maintained a bitterness for over 50 years after she divorced him. She was drunk and not able to maintain her higher intelligence. It was embarrassing. I made a decision after that to never allow her to drink at my home again. Even if someone is on the wagon and in sobriety, they might still have difficulty being nice. So be your best self and be as loving as you can, but set your boundaries. If things get uncomfortable, remove yourself and go let off some steam in another room or go outside. You do not have to engage with an unreasonable person. I think the politician is fairly easy to deal with. When they start saying how their party or ideology is superior, I like to say, let's break this down. Instead of thinking your agenda is the only way to think, let's discuss one issue and see where we fall on this one issue. If and only if you can maintain a calm emotion. If not, let's talk about the latest cool movie. What have you seen on Netflix lately? I have actually done this a couple of times, and it seems to work quite well. You can always say, no discussion about politics at this dinner table as a host. Even as a guest, you can speak up and say, I really don't enjoy talking about politics. Let's discuss Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Or, have you read Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart yet? It's so good. Sometimes we need to diffuse a conversation so everyone feels comfortable and included. I'm not saying it's bad to feel uncomfortable, but we are not really gathering for a personal development session here. This is about sharing love and celebration of a season. We want it to be light and fun, right? I coached a woman one time who is not looking forward to being with her family during the holidays. She came to me because she loves her family, but often felt uncomfortable with the dynamics of the family gatherings. We worked it through, and she approached the holidays with a deeper understanding of herself and her family. She was able to be herself, create healthy boundaries, and show up as her fun loving self, and ended up enjoying the season with her loved ones. Reach out to me if you want to learn how to better cope with your family dynamics. You can find me at lisanellercoaching.com and sign up for my top 3 questions to ask yourself during any life transition. So that would be at lisanellercoaching.com/top 3. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy a very happy holiday season and all the upcoming family gatherings throughout the year.